Having been both a mental health worker, so a service provider, and a patient, um, felt really odd because I was in this group of patients as well as clinicians and service providers, not quite sure what my focus of research should be. Should I be just the patient or should I be a service provider? In a little while, I soon picked up the fact that this was far more important to me as a patient. And it took, a few classes to figure that out. But once I did, and we actually had this wonderful idea for the research project, and I met so many other participants and found out what their patient story was, I was ecstatic about just the possibilities. I think initially as a participant, you really don't understand what it means to be engaged. You really are there with your own story in your mind. But as you produce this research proposal and you start to conduct it, you start to find out that your story is not as important. Everybody has their own issues, but pretty much the conversation is about being a patient and their lived experience. And that is how you find out what it's like to be a patient researcher. I think you have to experience what it's like to be a participant, to learn through the application of the process, and then find out what it means to you and those patients that you're engaged with. At the end of the project, it's sort of like a light bulb comes on and you realize you are not just a patient anymore, that you actually are leading a process that gives people a voice that you thought you never could find again as a patient. Now you're involved in something that actually gives the patient their voice. When you engage patients and you give them a voice, the inside knowledge, the truth, and all the things that they have experienced truly get heard. And they get heard because they're not usually asked in any other forum. Certainly not by doctors usually, and not even within other types of research. So it is an opportunity to be involved in something that's very fresh, very new, and a game changer for healthcare.